Welcome one, welcome all to the Multicultural Misfits podcast. This is your host, Audio AB. Right next to me on the couch, I have my wonderful executive producer and co-host,
Jordan.
And right next to him, I have my wonderful co-host,
It's Omar, baby.
Omar No Sleep.
Omar, no sleep.
No
No
Sleep.
sleep, Texas.
Tell the good people what your issue lately, man.
Your boy's suffering from insomnia. No, I don't think that's what it is. But that's where people fucking lose sanity and shit.
Insomnia.
So how often
This has to be it.
How often are you like waking up in the middle of the night?
So I don't even drink that much coffee. We were talking about this a little bit before we started recording. I don't drink that much coffee, which I know is a problem for some people, which is why they can't get sleep. But I probably would say I probably go to sleep at like 12:30, something like that. I should probably start going to sleep earlier, and then I wake up at like 6:45, maybe something like
Dude,
that.
you are not getting
good. 7 sometimes.
You are not getting a lot of sleep.
I know.
Man.
I need to be getting, and they say 8 hours, and
At least 7 to 8.
I thought to myself,
even get
okay, I'm
7.
young. 6 is fine, right? I Googled it. A lot of people say they run on 6 hours of sleep, which probably isn't good for them either. We're probably all unhealthy. But I wake up a lot. Like, I wake up at like 4. Sometimes I'll wake up at like 5:30. And you know what does it to me too sometimes? My shit.
You wake up
Sometimes
to
I'll-
poop?
Dude, I'll wake up with a mean fart.
Yeah.
And the poop, and it'll completely shorten the amount of time I have till the poop is coming, and the poop is knocking on the door, and it's like, "Let me out, let me out." Yeah, so it's that sometimes. I have a cat that sleeps in my room. Like it's like the smallest like amount of mischief or whatever
so you have, like,
commotion
a lot
she'll
of,
make.
like, distractions.
It's a lot of distractions, but it's shit that I feel like I used to be able to just sleep through. Like I used to sleep through alarms and shit, and now I feel like any little thing will wake me up, and
You know what it sounds like?
I don't get it.
Omar's growing up.
Omar growing up, man. He
Yeah,
getting the
Omar
grown
getting
man
old.
stress.
Yeah, for
You
real, dude.
getting the grown
Yeah.
man, the bill stress, the car bill, the fucking.
Oh.
You got to pay the rent.
I remember
light.
it was like maybe a half a year. I let my time after I graduated college and going into like my real job, I let it go on a little too long. I wanted to take like 3 months off and just relax, but I let it go on for like 3 or 4 months longer than I wanted it to, and I was getting sleep like you would
Yeah.
not believe, bro.
And I
I
want
was
to
sleeping my
I
ass
want to
off.
apologize to people that don't have full-time jobs. I don't mean to say you're not grown. I'm just saying it's a little different. You got to wake up at fucking 7 a.m. every morning. And
It
shit.
is
a
low
lot
key because you get into your body gets into a routine.
Yeah.
Like so, like even on the weekends, my body knows it's time to poop at 7. At like latest
7.
latest 7:20, brother. You better get on that toilet because it's coming. And now that happens to me on the weekends too. I'll wake up like I would say at least 8:30 is like the latest. I always
Yeah.
fucking wake up at that time, and it pisses me off.
It's a bummer because like on the weekends you want to be able to like stay
Sleep.
out late and stay up
Yeah.
late and like, get some sleep, but then your body's just so used to waking up around like 7 or 8
Yeah.
that you're gonna end up waking up at 7 or 8 regardless.
Yeah, dude, and it makes me sick when I see people like my cousins, dude. They could sleep for 12 hours, no problem.
Bro.
Makes
I
me
don't know
sick when
how.
I watch them do it. I wish I
Honestly,
could do that shit.
I know.
I can't even tell you the last time I've slept past 10 a.m.
It's I can't. I really
can't.
try to. My body just wakes up and I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like I really want to keep sleeping, but your eyes are just like your eyes will be closed, but then your brain is just awake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck.
Like this morning, I was like, yo, I'm going to sleep till like 9 or 10 a.m. Bro, I woke up at 7. I've been up
Oh.
since 7.
What time did you go to sleep?
I went to sleep at like maybe 10:30.
Okay,
Are
that's
you
not too bad. Yeah, that's pretty
you,
good.
you actually got that's a good
That's
amount
pretty
of
good. You
sleep.
get 7.5 hours.
I went
It
to
is,
bed at
but
like-
I need like a comatose. I need to like be knocked out.
Yeah,
for
and
a
after the
minute, you
weekend
know?
we had, bro, you gotta
Yeah.
let your body replenish because we didn't sleep for shit.
Oh yeah, man.
And our body
Not
was
at
probably
all.
screaming for sleep. We were so tired.
I just
Yeah.
want to take like a vacation off work and not even go anywhere, and I just want to sleep
just
for
wanna
like
sleep.
2 or 3 days uninterrupted, no alarms, and just sleep like
need a
in a
sleep
black
patient.
room.
You know what's crazy? I was trying to save up for a car, so the PTO that we get at my job, it doesn't carry over to the next year, so you got to use it. So I was getting to my anniversary, so my PTO was gonna end, and I still had like maybe 5 days or 4 days worth of shit. This was like back in March, and I wasn't
Not
taking
poop,
any
right?
off.
Not poop. You mean PTO?
PTO. Wait, what did I say?
Backed up with 4 or
You said
5 days
shit,
worth
and I
of
thought you were
shit.
gonna go back to poop again.
I was backed up for 4 to 5 days.
I had
Yeah.
5 days worth of shit backed up. No, 5 days of pay time off.
Yeah.
Poop time off.
Poop time off.
Poop time on. It's poop time now. So I had like a bunch of days that I had to kill, and I hadn't taken any like big trips because I was saving up for the car. So I had all these days that stacked up. I took a bunch of days off for no reason, and I was like, "You're gonna sleep so good, dude. Like, you know, get your sleep in. Like, this is the time to do it. I'm not gonna do shit. I don't feel like spending money. I'm just gonna go get some fucking pizza or something like that and chill at the house all day
Yeah.
while I have the day off. Didn't sleep for shit, bro. Woke up at the same time, and I was like, I'll sleep at like 2 p.m. And then before I knew it, it was like 7:30, and I was like, well, now I can't sleep. It's too late.
Yeah.
And then I'm just, it was. I
Now I'm just awake.
I just basically hung out for 14 hours, 12 hours.
It's still nice being off though, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Not,
it is.
not having to be in front of like a computer, or in your case, going to like an office or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you go do stuff, like if you run errands, like on a Tuesday, when everyone's at work and shit, it's the best. Man.
It's so
awesome.
peaceful, man. There's
Yeah.
no one out. It's like a ghost town during
It
those
is.
times.
The supermarkets are still bumping. The supermarkets will always be bumping.
It depends on where you run your errands at and shit like that.
I guess so. Yeah. The malls will be dead. Like
The
every
malls
now
are
and then,
dead.
I'll go do like a
Imagine-
quick errand at the mall.
Imagine just being a stay-at-home mom.
Oh,
It's fire.
That
I
seems
bet it's awesome.
awesome. Your day is waking up. You make the little fucker like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You put on their fucking little dumb program.
Yeah.
the little dumb program.
Put on your fucking
No.
cocoa melon.
What's
Put on,
even
like-
more like you can take them to run errands with you. Like,
Yeah,
you take
true.
the kids with you.
You shove
gotta
them
help
in.
her.
Yeah, you shove them
Yeah.
in the little cart. You give them a fucking little pack of goldfish. You say shut up, and then you
Yeah.
just take them around the supermarket and get what you
Yeah.
need.
Or they get old enough and they start pushing the cart for you.
Oh,
that's
man.
awesome.
Now
you
you're
just
just
give them
walking-
orders.
You're just giving orders.
Now you're just texting on your phone giving orders. And your kid's running into people and you don't even know it.
Next level shit is when they become a teenager. You can send them to the grocery store.
Now
That's fire.
Go pick this up. Go pick that up.
that's where it's at, dude. You take care of your kids so when they get older, they feel the guilt and they have to,
have to
run
do
errands
things.
for you. That was fucking my parents, dude. They bought me a car when I was young because they didn't feel like taking me to school anymore. It was like a pretty decent car for the time. And I had to run errands all the fucking time. My mom was like crafty. I would go to Michael's like every other day, dude.
I wouldn't mind it though.
And it would piss me off so bad, but in hindsight, it makes you appreciative that they did that.
Of course,
I'm like,
man.
oh man, she's just asking you to go. Like it's like 15 minutes.
Plus, you
away.
got a car.
It's really not that.
You
big
got
of
a car
deal.
really early. I think you were one of the first people out of our. Yeah, one of the first out of our high school group to get a car. Like
Yeah.
I got mine very late. I got mine like senior year.
Because my parents' work situation, it didn't work, and I could have taken the bus, I guess, but they were just like, "Fuck it, we'll get you a cheap car, and then just
Shit.
take your ass to school."
I would have took the car every day of the week.
Oh my god, man!
Over
Having
the fucking bus, bro. The bus was not.
I took the bus once, and it was hell,
was
bro.
horrible, man.
It's there at like 6:45 and 6:20 in the morning.
6:20 on the dot.
What kind of fucking nonsense? The sun's not even up, and you're coming to pick me up for school, and class doesn't start for another hour and a half. What are you doing? What are we doing, guys?
They wonder why violence happens in schools.
Yeah, dude.
We're just
Honestly,
sitting
Oh.
around for an hour doing nothing.
so I heard this on a podcast. Like, why do we go to school at 6 in the morning? Like, why don't we push everything back like another hour or two?
It's
not all schools because I remember.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, Gio, but like I remember at it was intermediate school. It started at like 8:45,
Yeah, I think that's the latest.
and it would end around. It would end around like 4. No, it was middle school
No,
actually.
middle, yeah.
It started around like 8:45 and it would end around 3:55.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is honestly a really good time because it's almost like a 9 to 5 work schedule. It gets the
Yeah.
kid into the flow of like what that is, and it works out well for parents because they can get off. Let's say they get off at 5, they could probably just leave 1 hour early and pick their kid up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not like a stretch because other schools they like high school for instance. We started. You had to start by 7:20.
That's crazy.
So that means you had to wake up at like 6 something, but you're out at like 2:30, 3.
oh, I was waking up at 5:30 in the morning
Oh,
Oh
my
my
god!
God.
to
What were
catch
you
the
doing?
bus. 5:30,
Oh.
wake up, get ready, catch the bus 6:20, get to school at like 6:45 or some shit, and then start class at 7:20.
My God.
Bro,
And
that's
then
crazy.
and then if it was baseball season, had practice afterwards. So I would stay until I hit varsity. I would have practice until like 4:30. Then
Oh.
varsity time, bro. Oh my God, I would get home at 7.
Bro, I was
craziest
good on
shit
you,
I've
Gio.
heard.
I was not an after school boy. Like I had
Bro.
friends who were like in the student body shit, and they did like this program called Avid. They did all kinds of shit, bro. As soon as school ended, I would want to just get the fuck out of there.
I don't blame you, bro.
Yeah, man. Sports and shit. I was in Stuco in the student council.
The student
thing.
council.
Yeah, but
Stuco.
it was very half-assed. We would meet like twice a month, I think, or something like that, maybe, and I would just fuck around. But like having to go after school for 2 hours every day and do physical activity,
Yeah,
I would have given up so fast.
Forget that.
it
man.
wasn't fun, bro.
But you know
What
what's
was
weird?
fun?
We actually kind of got into our gym era at that time. We
Our-
kind of got into it like at 16.
Like going to the actual, like going to an
Yeah.
actual gym, not the school gym.
Like the
and,
LA
oh,
Fitness.
working
We started
out,
going to
like,
like
in groups. Yeah.
I would say like sophomore and junior year. We were going pretty often.
Probably like junior year, everybody started going to the gym and like, hey, this shit's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just rather do that than I guess have a coach yell at me and. But I bet it was funner. You hang out with your friends. You hit some
Oh yeah,
baseballs
man, you
around.
develop the
It was
bonds,
fun.
man.
It was
You
fun.
guys,
That's
you, know,
fun.
you see each other naked. I know Gio like that part.
We did
I know
not
you
see
like
each
that
other
part.
naked.
Y'all slapping each other's butts,
Y'all like the
There
football-
was butt slapping.
Y'all like the football players, huh? Smacking each other's booties
exploring
and
each
shit.
other's
nah.
bodies and shit. That's not
Putting
weird.
balls in places.
Putting balls in places.
Yeah.
Nah, we weren't doing that. We didn't take showers actually. Like,
You
we
just
didn't-
go home and
Yeah,
just
we just
shower
go
then?
home and stink.
I would prefer that, honestly. I don't want to shower with a bunch of other dudes, man.
Bro,
It's
the
not prison.
showers at our high school were
Probably
disgusting.
filthy. Yeah, probably jizz everywhere and hair and
Yeah,
shit.
all over the place.
Yeah, man, it's gross, bro.
That is really gross now that I think about it. Imagine all the gross shit high school kids do. Take a dump in the corner and the janitor cleans it.
Oh,
you don't even know it.
God.
Like earlier that day, someone took a shit in the
A
corner.
man I know has shit on himself in the showers.
Oh,
On him, he was standing in the shower, water's running, and he just shit.
The water wasn't running. I forgot what happened. We were fucking with him too, and he
Scared
he
him
had
so
like
bad he
got him
shit.
in a corner or some shit, and then he just started shitting on himself.
Oh my god!
Because he couldn't go shit.
What were y'all doing to him?
We were just blocking him in.
he just really had to go.
Yeah,
Oh,
That is
man,
It's pretty
so
funny.
funny. I can't believe. Now that he was
good guy
lying.
though. I felt bad.
that's funny as fuck.
He wasn't
So bad.
lying.
I wasn't lying.
So air his name out, dude. Air his name.
Nah.
out.
Air his name out.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's listening somewhere like, you better not, dude.
How dare you?
You better not.
Wait, so Gio, you were in organized sports since like 6 years old, right?
Yeah, sounds like 5, maybe 4.
It was all baseball, right?
Nah, I did like every sport. I did football, soccer, basketball, baseball. That's it.
Which was the funnest as a kid that
The
you think?
funnest as a kid.
Like, which did you enjoy the most?
I really fuck with baseball the most. Basketball was cool.
Yeah.
Soccer was pretty cool too. But
Soccer just
soccer
seems hard.
Soccer as a kid was just like you were just running around,
Pretty much.
not doing anything.
Yeah, dude.
That's all it
exactly what
was.
is.
That's a game that requires a lot of focus and like technique. Baseball, like you get lucky every now and then you hit the ball and shit.
Yeah.
Basketball, same thing. But soccer, that's like you're trying to move around kids.
Soccer is like a lot of technique, and that's the one thing kids do not have.
Hell no,
so
kids
tiny,
are
dude.
so not uncoordinated, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That shit was fun as fuck though. Oh my god, you would get kicked in the shin so many times.
Playing
Get-
soccer?
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine, actually.
Yeah,
Like
you
a bunch of
get in
kids
any,
running around each other and shit.
yeah.
Any little kid brawls?
Nah, I wish. I wasn't that kid.
A little clear out the dugouts, everyone's scrapping on the
I feel like somebody did get into a fight when I was playing basketball at the YMCA when I was like 7.
Oh, YMCA basketball was
Yeah.
tough, dude. People would take it real I was too scared, bro. I couldn't go out there and play with them.
YMCA
I would only
was-
go when it was empty.
It'd be a bunch of grown men out there, bro. It'd be like 19, 20-year-old
Yeah.
dudes
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
with fucking 10-year-olds, man.
It's
Especially the
craziness.
outdoors. They have like an outdoors court now.
Oh, forget about it.
it's
That was
hectic,
just,
bro.
Yeah, because
Lawless.
you got to flex. Cars
Yeah.
are driving by.
you got to flex on the 10-year-olds, bro.
Yeah, dude,
You
you
got to
gotta
show them who's the man.
Especially if the hoes are driving by.
The hoes are driving by. They're gonna see this.
Somebody's waiting at that metro bus station. I gotta impress them.
I'm elbowing you, dude.
I'm elbowing.
Yeah, because I used to go sometimes right after high school because we had a YMCA right across the street.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'd be empty, and then sometimes it'd be like a bunch of people playing, and I'd be like 16, 17, hardly ever played basketball ever, and I'd be like, nah, dude, I can't do this.
See, I didn't sneak out for much in high school, but we did sneak out to go play basketball at the YMCA. That happened a lot.
Did a lot of sneaking out in high school.
I did.
I was a bad boy. It landed me in summer school, dude, my freshman year.
Oh, man. You're sneaking on that much?
Yeah,
the way you
dude.
said it was like jail.
Like jail.
You're locked up. Fucking playing the harmonica. Yeah, dude. I honestly want to air her name out.
Nah,
Big old booty geometry. Not a good looking booty either.
Oh, a teacher.
Yeah.
A frumpy booty.
A frumpy
one might
booty.
say.
Yeah.
Oh, a mad animal.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the one. Ends with
Oh,
an
you can
X.
say Miss
So she-
Maddox.
so
Ends
she
with an X.
failed you.
Miss Maddox. It was
Miss
Miss
Maddox.
Maddox.
So she failed you.
Yeah, I had an older cousin. He was 2 years older than me, and he had a car. And I had, the way our lunch was set up, it was broken out into 3. So it'd be like A, B, C.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be like, I think it was like an hour and a half or whatever that period. So the first 30 minutes would be A, and then B, and then C. Mine was A, so I was the first person to go to lunch, and so was he.
Oh
And
my
we would
God.
go out, and we would just fuck around, and he wouldn't come back till like 25 minutes before class ended or something like that.
Yeah.
And I did that maybe twice a week for a very long time.
Oh, my God.
And she would get very angry with me. And so she didn't cut me any slack, and like she would give me zeros or whatever, wouldn't let me like make stuff up, which I guess in hindsight,
It was, yeah, that
my
was kind
fault.
of
Probably
But-
what needed to be done.
That was your fault
it's
a little
fine,
bit.
bro. It's geometry. And she failed me with a 69 overall for the year.
Oh, 1 point away from
Yeah,
passing.
like the 2
That's-
semesters they combined them, it was a
goddamn.
69 combined.
That is evil.
And she didn't fucking pass me, and I had to
Did
go to
you
summer school.
Nasty.
And
Okay,
I
yeah,
fucking
okay.
flexed on her so hard and had like perfect grades. Bro, honestly,
Shows
summer
you
school.
right. I was good in summer school.
I told you I could do it. I just
I
wanted
could
to hang
do
out
it.
at Taco Bell. Yeah, you'd be, bro. Summer school, honestly, is like a slap in the face as a kid.
I took it one time.
They treat you like you're an idiot. Like
You're there with a bunch of dumbasses.
bro,
Yeah, there
low
is.
key, yeah, kind of. Like
Yeah.
it's the work is so easy, and you have to stay in the class. Like I remember you had to stay in the class for like 4 hours or whatever, and I would be done with the work in like 30 minutes, and
You're
you would
right.
just sit there.
Yeah, you would just sit. You would just be in there the whole time.
Yeah, she'd be like, you can't be on your phone, but just you could fuck
man.
around and sleep if you want. You could read.
That seems horrible, bro.
I hated
Yeah.
it, bro. And yet it was Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday during the summer for like 3 weeks. I hated
It was a bitch.
Yeah.
I took it before freshman year at our high school.
going into freshman.
Yeah, going into freshman year. So
To
I
get,
was
like, a
trying-
lead?
Yeah, to try to get ahead and shit.
Yeah.
And then,
Man, Gio was a little studious, boy. You were in athletics. You were fucking.
Was low
my
key.
mom was putting my ass to work.
She's
She was
putting
like,
you
"You're
through-
not gonna be at the house. Get the fuck out and do something."
Yeah, jerking off at home.
Oh, that was
Exploring
prime-
himself.
Fucking our
prime
computer up.
meat beat days, bro. Prime. Oh my god, like 4 nuts a day.
Get him out of the house. We can't have him busting nuts everywhere.
everywhere. I
At
was
school
fucking
just sweating. Like,
deficient on calcium. I was dying.
come out skinny as fuck. Just like,
Why do you think I'm still skinny now?
like the
This is the
machinist.
work of 2012.
You nutted all of the fucking
All over the
muscle out of
place,
you.
bro.
Oh,
My god. This is why my parents cannot listen to this podcast.
I know, man.
Yeah, hopefully they don't get this far.
Hopefully they don't.
I try to refrain from saying crazy things for at least the first like
Dude,
10, 15
high school
minutes.
was like, it was a good time, but at the same time, I kind of hated it because it's like, it's so tribal and stupid, and like
Yeah.
and like at a young age, I kind of realized not that I'm like a fucking super genius or smart or anything, but I realized that like, okay,
You were
the,
ahead.
the world is a lot like bigger than school,
Yeah.
and none of this really means shit, and like the work is easy,
Yeah.
and I kind of realized that right away. But everybody else is still so like involved in like the high school drama, you know what I mean, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And I was over it at like 15. I was like, I already know this is bullshit. Like I know that there's a whole world out there. Like there's more to everything than this dumb school and everything going on here.
I feel you.
Yeah, for sure. I think all of us, like our whole group of friends, we're all, I think, pretty cool dudes. Like, I think we all kind of stayed out of all that stuff and kind of realized that. I don't really remember any of us being very cliquey and shit. We just kind of hung out with whoever
I feel
was
like,
cool around us.
I think a lot of people, maybe I was just so like oblivious to everything because I normally am. I feel like everyone hung out with everybody. Like we didn't grow up in like a movie high school where it was like, oh, these are the cool people, these are the jocks or whatever. I feel like everyone was friends with everyone.
Yeah, there was definitely
No.
drama, though. But everyone
There was for sure
No
drama.
one was
No,
really,
that's
like,
true.
bullying, though, or, like, it wasn't like, this guy's a loser.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
was like, hey, man, that's my girlfriend, you know? And just
There was a lot of that. Like
angst. There was a lot of angst.
People trying to steal each other angst. Yeah, people
Yeah.
trying to steal each other's girlfriends and like people fucking over each other for like drug deals and shit like that. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah, it was little shit like, someone stole my fucking wired headphones or whatever.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are they? Who has them? You know?
Who has my headphones?
Who
Yeah,
stole
all
my
those-
damn headphones?
It's honestly like, I think I agree. Because sometimes in hindsight, I'm like, I guess it was pretty cool. I guess I would have enjoyed it. I wish I would have enjoyed it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, because then you get to college and you're like, man, this is real. And I'm paying fucking thousands of dollars for this. This sucks.
Yeah.
I have to
Let me
do well.
take
I
it
can't
real
fuck around.
seriously.
Yeah, bro.
And the work is not as easy as it was in high school.
Hell no.
And I had a nice little time because after high school, I went not to university. I went to HCC, to a community college.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like more high school. It's like smaller high school because
I
the
can see
classes
that.
will be like 20 kids. And
You're in there with some 30-year-olds.
yeah, dude, you're in there with a few like fucking 55-year-olds and shit, which, you know, good for them.
Yeah, of
getting
course.
out there.
Trying to get their education, man.
But it feels crazy. It feels crazy. Like, and the setting is the same. It's small, like the way that they teach you and shit, the way they grade and everything. I feel like college is a lot more like they give you the freedom. That one, they like kind of like coast you along, like coach you and hold your hand a little bit more in
At
community college.
community college? You
I
feel
think
that
so.
way? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And just a small setting. Once you get into a lecture, like I remember getting to my first lecture at U of H, I was like, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, bro.
This
How many
is
people
wild.
was in the lecture, like in the class?
In U of H,
Yeah.
the biggest one I was in was this general business class, and they had it like in this big ass auditorium. It was
Yeah.
probably like 140-ish kids, maybe
Bro,
something like
shit,
that.
That shit is different.
And you're just
I had
walking
some-
to a seat, and you see all these faces. You're like, Jesus, these are all people
Yeah,
paying
man.
money at the school learning.
like I had some big classes like that. Like freshman year, most of your classes are going to be like 100 plus people.
Yeah.
All and like the professor's not. He's never unless you make an effort. They're never really going to know you specifically.
Yeah.
Because
For
there's
sure.
just so many people.
Yeah,
And they oftentimes have TAs do everything. They literally. I was talking to somebody about this recently. Being a professor is the best gig, probably. I want to say in the world, bro. Because once you get your tenure and shit, they
Yeah.
can't fire you. Legitimately, they cannot fire you. You have, and once you're like old enough, you get a TA, or once you're like experienced enough, you get a TA. They do all the grading for you, right? You pretty much just go up there and you speak knowledge, you speak facts,
you drop bars.
you drop
Yeah.
bars.
you're way smarter than all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're way smarter than all these little shits. You answer their questions, and then you leave, and you get off 2 months for the summer,
Yeah.
1 month in the winter. You get a
Fire.
week for spring break. You get all the federal holidays.
Yeah,
Like,
killer benefits, I'm sure.
Bro.
That's if you don't teach during those semesters.
You
Which
could
you make
it's
extra
optional.
money.
It's
Yeah, it's
optional, right?
Yeah,
and like
you probably
that
make a good
is
chunk.
But the schedule alone is still fire.
that is amazing, and you
Yeah.
get paid pretty fucking nice.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that is. If that's not a dream, I mean, I can't even fathom taking 2 months off of my job. Like,
Yeah, you know what makes that even better is that the students are like grown and like mature a little bit.
yeah,
They're grown. They're more grown than fucking high schoolers or like middle schoolers or anybody like below 18.
they're gonna be more like intellectually curious. They're gonna take the content more seriously. Like, they're gonna
Yeah.
ask better questions. They're gonna be more involved and engaged. Like in high school, they're just fucking. They're fucking around. They're trying to get chicks' numbers. Like, they're not really paying
Bro,
attention.
that was y'all. I was doing nothing. I was just chilling.
I was just chit chatting. I did a lot of chit chatting with people near me.
Yeah, it was just a lot of chit chat.
or like I guess like in my senior year or whatever, I just had headphones in a lot. But yeah, no, that's true. It's such a big class. Everyone's taking it seriously because they're paying money and shit, and they need to pay attention and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's such a big lecture that honestly, people are probably kind of intimidated to speak. So like you just
Yeah.
kind of have a quiet group of people staring at you, like, "Are you guys good? You guys understand this?" Nobody's gonna be like, "No, can you please go back to this?" It was rare for people to do that sort of thing, even though I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of people didn't understand.
Well, what would you say to an 18-year-old kid today listening to this podcast who's like, I don't want to go to fucking college?
I was going to bring this up on the podcast before. I didn't know how to feel.
And let me build out the hypothetical. He says, I don't want to go to college. I don't have a specific plan, but I want to be an influencer. I don't know.
no.
No, listen. He says, I don't know what I want to be an influencer on, but I want to be an influencer,
Okay.
and I don't have a plan, but I don't want to go to college. And that's what he
is
says.
this my kid or just somebody I
Let's
know?
just say he's an 18-year-old kid, and you know him. He's not your kid.
I'm going to shoot him some bail. I'm going to be like, yo, can you grow an audience?
What
If-
audience do you have now?
What audience do
None?
you have now?
Then you better chill out.
If you don't have an audience and you can't grow one, bro, I'm sorry, dog. You might need to do something.
Yeah.
You don't got to go to college, but just do something. Go to like a trade school or some shit.
Bro, imagine all the kids out there trying to be influencers that you never ever hear about. Like you do hear about a lot of different Twitch streamers. It'll be a crazy story that comes
Yeah.
up, or someone does something crazy, or they'll say something crazy, and then you hear about them for like a week, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
But imagine all the people that you will never hear about that are on Twitch for like a year that just have like 20 followers,
Bro,
10
that
followers.
That's just wild, bro.
That's
Probably
insane.
So many of them out there.
Yeah, I would
There's
say
a lot of them.
I definitely tell people you don't need to go to college. It certainly fucking helps. I will say that. It certainly fucking helps a ton. I mean, there's no dispute. That people are like, oh, like you're paying all this money and for what? Like you're not even using it. It's like, bro, no, come on. You're fooling yourself. Trust me, this thing fucking helps you land a job
Yeah,
like
man.
way easier.
And even beyond just like the career progression and like money making potential, I think just the atmosphere of being in a place with a bunch of people that are around your age,
Yeah.
and partying and just like socializing and getting to know chicks and like learning how to just like develop your identity and like being exposed to different kinds of content.
Yeah.
Whether it's like philosophical shit or geology or just any kind of thing that you never would have probably looked up or been interested in otherwise is, I think, really that's more advantageous than like the money making career stuff to me.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah, the social aspects of it. Because it helps you mature quickly. Because if not, you're just going into a job, which is okay too. Like, that's the other route. If you just want to go into a job, find a good job where there's growth, like, I don't know, Costco, Best Buy or something,
Yeah.
and then just move up. You can get a great job like that, like a good manager of a certain department or whatever.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And get paid pretty solid. You just have to actually try.
Yeah.
And a lot of people at that age don't want to try and stick around.
I will say, I think the issue I have with people saying that you have to go to college is like, when people think of college, they think of like huge universities and like big ass like $40,000 a semester universities. I'm like, bro, you can go to like a smaller school,
Yeah.
and still have a very good experience. It's gonna be something way different than you might have expected, but
It is what you
it's
make
still
it.
something. And it's also what you make it.
It is
bro. I
what
went
you
to
make
a
it.
small school, a
Yeah.
small ass school.
Probably kind of cool because you know a lot of people and you're
Yeah,
like close
bro.
with them.
You're way more in tune with like what's going on, and I feel like even the education was still pretty good because I would get like a lot of one-on-one time with the professors and stuff,
That's true.
and you just don't feel overwhelmed. Like I never felt overwhelmed at school. I know some people go through that, but you don't got to go to a big ass university. Go to something small.
Yeah, man, go to what you can afford.
Go to what fits you, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go to what fits you. Go to what you can afford. Like,
Nothing wrong with community college.
absolutely,
Not at
man.
all,
Do
bro.
what
It's
you-
cheaper.
Do what you got to do, man. As long as you're doing something. That's what I would tell this person. Like,
Yeah.
listen, bro, you don't have to go to school, but do something. Like
Something.
something, and maybe, hopefully, it makes you money. Like, and if you, it depends on your situation, right? Like, let's say this person's parents are throwing them out.
Yeah.
All right, motherfucker, you need to get a job. You could be an influencer like at night on the side, but you need to
Yeah.
get a day job to pay for your apartment or whatever because your parents are
Exactly.
throwing you out.
For sure. Yeah, that's got to be a side thing. That can't be like your whole thing.
Yeah.
Because before you know it, you're going to be in debt or just out of money or just 2.5 years, 3 years have gone by and you're like, fuck, I just wasted all that when I could have been at least getting a job, even if it's at a fucking McDonald's or whatever, bro. It's like
something.
If you make an hourly, you can slowly move up more and you go to another job and you use that hourly they saw, okay, I was getting paid $10 an hour before, now I can pay him 12.
Yeah, definitely.
So
let me ask you another question. At what age, now in this scenario, let's say you're a parent, at what age do you tell the kid to get out of your house?
I don't think I would ever have the heart to tell my kid.
It depends
to
what
get
they're
out.
doing, though. What if they're a real bum, Gio? Like, what if you go to your kid's room, they're fucking 22 years old, they're constantly eating bullshit, they don't clean nothing, they don't help with anything.
I just don't
They
know.
haven't worked in 2 years.
I don't think kicking them out is the right solution.
I don't think so either. I guess it depends. If your kid is nice and like...
Oh, if I hate my kid, then get the fuck out.
Because there's got to be dick kids out there that are like, shut up, mom.
Yeah, if I don't fuck with you, you're out at 12.
Yeah, you're a little asshole.
You know
Get
what
out of here.
I think I would do? I wouldn't kick them out, but to light a fire under their ass, I would start charging rent.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It wouldn't be that much either. It'd be like $400, $500.
That's
but
good.
like just to light a fire under their ass to do something.
Yeah.
But to
right?
kick somebody out before the age of like 25, which, I don't know if that's too old, too young. I'm not sure.
I'm with
But
you.
I would say 25, if they're being a real piece of shit up until 25, that's that's a piece of shit adult kid now.
Yeah.
But like up until then, I don't know. I feel like it's not that bad. I forgot where I was going. What did you say, AV?
Wait, where am I? Wait, what are we doing?
I said, oh, I got a brain fart right there. I was saying I would charge my kids rent.
Oh, yes.
And you said you'd be like, your cutoff would be like 25-ish. After that, you'd be like, all right, you're a little too old. You got to get the fuck out of the house.
Because I was gonna say before that age, if you imagine handing your kid like eviction papers.
That's
you tell him like,
wild.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna kick you out. And then one day you actually lawyer up and get a fucking like eviction papers or whatever, and your kid has a month to get out.
That's
I feel like
crazy.
that'll like permanently fuck your relationship up.
It does
Yeah.
fuck them. But like, I'm also bringing this up because like Gio and I watched the show Succession. We're like, the dad's a fucking piece of shit asshole, but like, he wants the kids to be able to build and do something for themselves, which is what I want my kids to be able to do too.
Yeah.
But like, how much do you push them or not push them to do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like if you push them too hard, they're gonna end up like being man babies and not leaving the house till they're like 30, or they're gonna like fucking run away and then you never see them again.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you
That's
fucking
tough, too,
decide?
Because the financial situation also has a lot to do with it. Because if you're rich and you have the means to support your kid, then it's kind of even. I'm sure it's even harder to be like, all right, you know what, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
because
you
know
wanna give
you
them,
could do it.
You want to give them every opportunity to like be better than you.
Yeah.
You want to do everything you can.
And in the heat of the moment, you can get angry and kick him out. But afterwards, I feel like a month in, you'll be like, oh man, like my kid.
Yeah.
I have so much money, and I could have supported him, but
Yeah.
now he's gone. He doesn't want to
That's
talk
true.
to me.
But I also would want to teach my kids the value of a dollar. 'Cause
Oh,
I feel,
yeah.
I feel like I know that, and I feel like I want them to know that, because if they don't, and you go onto this world and you don't know the value of a dollar, you're fucked, man.
Yeah.
That's true though. Yeah, because kids will be. Dude, I remember kids in high school spending money on Gucci belts, or like in college and spending all their money on like one thing. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, what is?
Yeah.
How much did you work to buy this? Like, you worked fucking 40 hours just to afford this one thing.
Yeah,
to get
man.
this
Or
one
they going to
thing is
music
insane.
festivals, dropping like $700, and they come back and they're just eating only ramen, and they're fucking.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, going to see Taylor Swift, dude. You know how many young girls probably spent all of their fucking money to go see Taylor Swift? All the bar mitzvah money or whatever they got.
Bar mitzvah.
Bat mitzvah.
Yeah, for the
whichever.
women, it's bar mitzvah.
Bat mitzvah.
All the bar mitzvah money to go see.
The quinceañera money, dude.
That's what I was trying to keep.
The
The
Sweet 16
They
money.
spend a good old $1,500 on that shit, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
just tough, bro.
Yeah, it is tough, man. I bet having a kid is really hard. It's hard when you have to take care of them and raise them, but it's also hard when it's time for them to leave the nest or mature.
Yeah.
Or like, at what point, how hard should I go on this kid?
You gotta hit him with the tough love.
You got to hit him with the tough. They do need. I'm gonna get my kid working, man. Because
Yeah,
I
I'm
started
working
working when I
early,
was
man.
young. I think we all started working when we were pretty young. Did you start working young, Gio, or no? Not so much. You went to college though.
When you started, when you said Wendy's is your first job?
Yeah.
When-
But I was 18.
That's pretty young.
That's young.
But that was
Yeah.
my second semester of college.
I think that's still young.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
Anybody
young.
anybody who starts working before 20, I think that's young.
And then I've had a job damn near every day of my life since that moment.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I've been working nonstop for seven.
You just
for 7
start your
years.
career.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Once you start working though, as like a young adult, you do feel it feels wrong when you stop working for too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you really do, because I remember like when I lost my job like at a frozen yogurt place or whatever, and I forget how I left. I fired or quit or whatever. But like I remember like after a month, I was like, man, I kind of want to go work because I want my own money.
Yeah.
I want to go do stuff, you know, like it's an excuse to take the car and go somewhere and shit. And have no gas money if you don't have a job. It's
Bro.
a reason to talk to people and shit. I don't know. It's like it starts to like put you in the real world, honestly.
Yeah, you learn how to interact with people of all like creeds, colors, races, like income, you know, like all kinds of people. You know what I mean? I think there's such a benefit to it, right? Like, don't get me wrong. When I was in it, I would sometimes hate having those shitty jobs, like being paid $7.25 an hour
For sure.
or like working at restaurants. Oh, dude, working at restaurants was the biggest bitch, man. People just are so dirty, and then when you have to clean shit, and then
You get shitty tips sometimes.
oh my god,
You do all this work. Like some days you'll have some real good tips, and then another day you'll go home after an 8-hour shift with like $65. I'm
Oh
like,
my
man,
God.
what the fuck was this for? Like, what a waste of time.
That was the one field I never wanted to enter was the restaurant or like serving.
You
I
gotta
never
be at the
wanted
right
to-
place.
my
The
God.
wrong place, people are gonna be real mean to you. To be honest,
Yeah, I
like
couldn't
not
do it.
always, but you'll have those people that will absolutely ruin your week. But if you're at a
Fuck
nice
that.
place, most people will behave themselves and they won't be too crazy.
Yeah, and the tips are going to be better at a nice
For
place,
sure.
right? Typically because the food is more expensive and they want to tip 20%, then, you know, if you do a good job,
Yeah.
then your tip's going to be pretty nice. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If they're
See, I
spending
didn't-
$200.
I instead of that, I did like the shitty working like not working jobs, but like the hard work jobs.
Roll up your sleeves.
Yeah,
get in
like I
there.
was unloading trucks at Michael's. I was
Oh damn.
pushing baskets at Kroger, and I worked at Lids. So that was my jobs.
Lids was probably fun.
Liz was cool,
When people come in and cause a
bro.
Can you
People just come
embroider
in
this?
and try on hats and leave.
oh, that is gross. Now
That
I
shit
think
happens
about
all
it.
the time.
All those damn hats, bro. Yeah,
Are lids still around?
Yeah,
they
they're
are
still around.
surprisingly.
This is thriving business, bro.
Hats are low key kind of making a comeback. A lot of people are getting them embroidered. Like the whole embroidery on the side thing is getting really popular.
That shit was a big deal.
yeah.
Like they taught me how to do it and everything.
To do the embroidery?
Mm-hmm.
Could you do it now?
Hell no. Hell no.
It's just a machine, right? You just put it there. You're not fucking running it through it, are
no,
you?
you're sort of running it through.
No way. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It has like guides on it, but you're like basically you're feeding it to the machine.
I'd love to get into some fashion shit. I'd love to learn how to sew.
Yeah, man, I would love to
bet
like
it's pretty cool.
I would love to like make my own shirts and shit like that. Like that'd be
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
Like making your own clothing. Like you know
That'd
what I
be
mean?
wild.
Like you have it fit to exactly like your specific. Like, I want to actually start getting my shit tailored. Like just to have
Yeah.
everything to my specific body.
Yeah.
That way I'm not like because some of the shirts. I mean, I'm sure Gio knows this too. Like
They just don't fit right.
yeah,
They
like
just
if you
don't
buy
fit you the way
a
you want it to
larger
fit.
size, sometimes like the belly will be large, and then like the
but my
arms will be
sleeves-
tight. Yeah, and the
Yeah.
arms will be high.
This.
And it's like, dude, no, like I need the belly to be a little bit more tight, and I need the
Yeah.
arms to be a little bit more loose.
Yep.
Like I just need it to fit correctly.
Yeah. I just need like a nice boxy loose fit. And although that's like a popular look these days, it's still kind of hard to find some of those shirts.
Yeah, it's
So
just
that fit properly.
Carhartt is the only ones that like know how to do it.
Carhartt's
Carhartt's
good.
are pretty damn
Uniqlo,
good.
I'd
Yeah.
recommend Uniqlo.
I'm too scared to try websites like that though because it's so far away.
What
By
do
the
you
time
mean?
I get it, if it sucks, like I'm just gonna keep it.
Just
I'm not gonna
return it,
return
bro. It's
Too
free.
much
It's free to
work.
return.
Is
they
it
put
really?
they put the label in there. Yeah, it's
I
free to
should try
return.
them out. They do a lot of cool collabs, Uniqlo.
Yeah, and their clothes is cheap.
I've never heard of Uniqlo.
You're not going to spend more than $20 on a t-shirt, and it's going to be a well-made shirt. It's not going to be like thin, shitty material,
Yeah.
and like the fit will be pretty nice.
I remember back in the day to get one of those shirts, you had to hit up the Mercado 6, dude.
Woo!
You pull up to Mercado 6, get you a couple black tees,
Talk about it.
looking crispy.
Have y'all ever bought a shirt from a gas station?
Never.
Surprisingly enough, those are also pretty solid.
They're pretty solid.
They're pretty thick.
They're very nice.
Yeah, and they're not cheap either. They'll be like $10, which is not super expensive. But for
Shit.
one black tee or something like that, like $9,
I think I paid like 2 for $5.
that's pretty good.
I hate when you buy like a tee or like merch or something from a place, and it's like one of those really thin, like shitty kind of
those cheap
t-shirts.
ass, like
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like when I was because we went to the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert, and then like the shirts they were expensive. It was like $45 a shirt, and I was like,
Yeah.
ah, fuck.
See,
But I was like, I'll get it because like
Oh,
I'm never
fuck
gonna
that.
go. Who knows when I'm gonna see them again?
Yeah.
And when I got the shirt, I was actually pretty happy with the quality. It was
Okay.
like it was thicker, and like it had like a custom label in the back. Like it was really nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm glad I got this.
See, I don't mind when like if somebody we knew was making shirts and they use like a thinner material. I'm like, okay, that's cool. 'Cause
Yeah,
I know how
that's-
much it
whatever,
like it costs and like I get it.
Yeah.
But if I go to a fucking concert and your merch is thin as fuck and you're asking me for $50
You
for
put
a
that shit on a
shirt,
Gildan, dude.
you can suck my Gildan ass.
Yeah.
You might gild in that.
You can go home.
Who's done that shit before? Call him out. Call the artist out.
Let 'em
JPEG
know.
Mafia's done that before.
JPEG Mafia did that shit.
Yeah, Tyler's shirts were a little questionable.
Oh no,
Man,
really?
I
I would
thought
have
his-
thought
At
he
the
would
shows,
put effort.
at the shows.
I thought his would be nice.
I thought so.
Nah.
Yeah, I would have thought.
The Golf Wayne shit was fine, but at the shows,
It was just the thin
it
quality,
was
thin,
little thin.
little Gildan.
They probably want to make so many of them to sell.
Yeah.
Who else was not?
'Cause they know people want
Kendrick was
merch.
okay. Kendrick was good, but that's
You
about
gotta. I've never seen you wear that one.
I got that whole and it's special. I don't wear it.
Wear it for the next
That's for
podcast.
Fuck
occasions.
no.
I want to see it.
What does it look like? What's
some
on
people
it?
shit I don't wear.
For real?
Yeah,
Whose do you don't wear? You don't wear Kendrick.
I don't wear Kendrick's. I don't wear my first Tyler show. I don't wear my Cherry Bomb shirt. And
You gotta pop those on.
Yeah, man, those are cool. You gotta start wearing it for the podcast.
Let them get dirty. Let them get old and faded.
no,
It'll look cool.
I like having the memory of them.
I mean, that's cool though.
Maybe one day when you get a house, you can like frame them.
Yeah, I wanna
those,
frame
put
them
them up
shit.
in glass and this doom 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 doom
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
in like a music listening room or some shit.
Because I'm trying to buy a piece of something from every show I go to and
Oh,
just like
of
hold
course.
on to it.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course, man.
Yeah.
That way you're like, because you're remembering the experience. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
That's the good thing about like spending money on like experiences. You know what I mean? You can always tie it back to something like that, something that
Yeah.
you did, something that you had fun doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I need to start going to more shows.
Man, it's great, bro.
I went to see Adam Sandler a few months ago, and that was pretty cool
Mm.
in February. I should have got merch, though. I went too late, and it was in Toyota Center, and I was like, I'm not going to... After it was done, I'm like, I'm not looking for the fucking merch table. It's time to go home.
Yeah, it's too hectic, bro. I go like early to shows on purpose just to get clothes or
Yeah.
just to get something, whatever they have.
What was y'all's favorite job you've had before your like career jobs?
Wow,
Favorite job?
that's a good question, man. I would probably say it was going to be the health food store that you worked at too.
That was pretty
That
good.
one,
Yeah, that
I
was a
was-
pretty good job.
It was like a startup company, and like when I started, things were pretty small and stuff, and they were like growing rapidly and expanding, which was pretty cool. And
And the clientele was actually very nice.
yeah, it was really
It was-
upscale clientele, and they were super nice, super
Yeah.
cool. You'd meet all kinds of cool customers, man. Like
You would hardly beef with. It was very rare.
very rare. And like,
Every now and then, someone would come in and carrying out, but it was super rare.
everybody was always in a good mood too.
Yeah.
They come in mostly because I'd work like the morning shift. Typically, people come in, grab lunch, and like
Yeah.
super nice, and just like you get to know people really well.
Yeah.
I feel like the culture of that place like makes everyone chill.
It had a
Yeah.
good culture. It had a
Yeah.
really good culture for a while, and then like shit just started to go downhill eventually.
Yeah, the
Like-
pandemic ruined because everyone wants their shit and they want it exactly how they want it. So when the pandemic comes around, like you got to fucking do drive through or whatever, you'd be surprised how angry people got
Oh,
that
of
they had
course,
to
man.
fucking pull up and they couldn't come in the store. People would be like knocking on
Yeah.
the door, like I want to go in, I want to see, and like you cannot come in here.
I want to
not.
see my plate now.
I want to see it, but we didn't have a lot of people fighting the mask stuff. It was
Well,
that was kind of rare.
I was gone by then, so I don't know how it was.
High-key,
I was still there for a little bit.
I think the competition for that place beefed up heavy.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff
Like
like it now.
HelloFresh knocking y'all out.
Yeah, there was another one called My Fit Foods.
Oh yeah,
that
My
was
Fit
also,
Foods.
and they were like the bros. Like
Oh, okay.
we were like the nice cutesy influencers, and they were like the bros, like where they were trying to get people with like military discounts and like,
Yeah.
we'll
Oh,
get you
yeah.
10 free meals, bro. Come in, bro. And like they had loud music, like techno playing and shit
Yeah,
like
man.
that. It was like that type of place.
It was somebody shotgunning the beer
Yeah,
in the corner.
Yeah, I think they would like drink shit with you and eat stuff with you.
Our place was very much
Not-
for
not
like
alcohol.
Our place was very much for like cutesy influencer shit, and also like hippies.
Yeah,
Very much
definitely.
like hippie people. Like we used to have like paleo food, and it would have like a picture of a little caveman on it, like a hand drawn caveman, like
Oh,
shit
that's
like
cool.
that. Like most of the art was hand drawn on a lot of the shit in the store. It's pretty cool, and like the design of the store was really nice. Like the floors were all this. It was like a really nice green like wood bamboo wood floors, and then it had like the orange lettering, and then like all the counters like a really nice like natural color bamboo. It was just a really nice layout of the store as well.
It was very nice looking. Yeah, it was a nice ambiance for sure. But some of these people would come in, and I'd be like, "Brother, you need to eat." Like some people would come in thin as hell and like be like, "Oh, I only like I don't do meat. I only drink bone broth and like veggies and
That
shit like that."
is
Yeah.
Which is okay, but
insane.
like some of these people were not eating enough. Like
Bro,
they weren't getting the right thing.
This lady came in one time, and I guess her baby was in the car, and she was talking to me, and she was asking me because typically like they would ask you, because not only were you a cashier at the job, you would also be kind of like a
like a consultant,
like a sales rep, because you like a consultant, because they'd ask you like, what's good, like what do you recommend? If I'm allergic to this, what do you recommend?
Oh, so that's why y'all knew like everything.
You'd have to know about the food, right?
Yeah.
You do learn about how shitty some foods
Interesting.
are. For
yeah,
real.
you would learn a lot about health and like what they put in a lot of foods, and like what kind of ingredients are good and what aren't good. It was actually pretty useful knowledge to learn.
It was.
And she was telling me, She's like, yeah, my kid's allergic to legumes, nuts, seeds, fruit, rice. I was like, and then in my head, I was like, bro, what the fuck is this thing gonna eat, man?
Yeah, this thing.
Fucking water, bro. Give it ice cubes.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck does she expect me to find this motherfucker? I don't remember what I gave them, but it must have been something that was like a 1 or 2 ingredient shit.
It was
I think
air.
Some of these
Yeah.
people, they were too wealthy. Like, I think they just took it too far, man. And they went to some dietitian who told them, "You can't eat this. You can't. This is what's causing your fucking you to wake up in the morning or whatever." Which
That's
is probably
weird.
true, but they took it to like such a far extent that like they just narrowed down that they can eat spinach and that's it. Like,
Only spinach
like
for the
come
rest
on,
of your
dude.
days.
Your kid. How many kids are allergic to that much stuff? All these people are coming in and telling me that their kids are allergic to this or whatever. It's just craziness. That can't be true.
I find it hard to believe, man.
That can't be true. I think the kid just ate something unhealthy and it made him feel a little bad. And then
Yeah.
they were like, "We can't have this again, Charles. We can't."
Oh my god.
But I mean, hey, whatever. It seemed like nice parents there all the time, and it was cool people.
Yeah.
But I did learn a lot there for sure. Like the best, I think the best shits in my life were when I would eat that food. If I would eat 3 meals from that place, I would feel like
Yeah.
a million. You would feel like you didn't eat shit, bro.
The food
In a
did
good
look
way.
very healthy.
It was fantastic.
Every time I saw it, it looked good.
Yeah.
If y'all are talking about the place, I think y'all.
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
So what about you, Gio? What was your? I mean, Omar said ours.
My
What was
favorite
your
job.
Favorite?
When I was in college, I was an AV technician. That was pretty fire.
That's
'Cause-
very fire.
So
Yeah.
that equipped you to do the shit we do now.
Basically, yeah.
yeah.
So I would do this shit and just like chill for like a couple hours while people do their little shows and then pack up and go home.
And you be getting paid by the hour.
Getting paid. I was getting like 10 an hour.
That's pretty
fire.
good for college,
Yeah.
man.
Especially when you're probably only working what, like 3 hours during that whole time. Most of the
Like
time you're just
every
hanging
week
out?
I would probably work like 20 hours.
But like, how many hours were you actually working in those 20 hours?
Oh, probably like half of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
So it was pretty
Oh
solid.
man, a 20-hour-a-week job. That is.
Think
dude,
about that
that's
shit,
the life.
bro.
That's nice. You
That's-
just fucking pull up for a little 3-4 hour shift and you're gone.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
home.
Bro, that shit was crazy. And I lived on campus, so I'll just walk home. It was like a 5-minute walk to the
Oh.
office.
yeah.
That's
That
magnificent.
shit was
man.
fire.
40
bro.
hours just seems disgusting.
There were some times where like we had to like load up trucks and like take equipment all over the city, and that was pretty tough. But I mean, it was pretty cool. Some people stank though.
Oh,
Some
'Cause,
people
like,
stink.
literally.
Like
stink?
if you imagine like an AV technician, like
Literally
I
stink.
probably worked with like 4 of those guys that don't shower, that wear fucking Flash t-shirts.
There's
Like-
some Flash t-shirts.
They
got a,
stunk.
got a Green
bro.
Lantern T-shirt on.
We had a meeting one time. We were like, bro, you need to take a shower.
It was an intervention type.
It was an
meeting.
intervention with like 15 people.
I
No
guess that
way.
stigma's real. I would have never thought the AV technicians would be smelly.
Bro.
I thought they'd just be regular dudes who like
No,
tech
they,
stuff.
everybody, and I mean, I'm included because I'm fucking weird too. But everybody had their own like unique thing. Like, man, shout out to Jersey. I forgot about Jersey. There was a
out
guy
Jersey.
named Jersey that wore like cowboy boots and he had like a cowboy hat, but he was from fucking New Jersey.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's cool.
And he would go up and set up mics and shit.
Yes, bro.
That's fucking cool.
The
pretty
most
sweet.
talented audio guy I know on this fucking planet, bro.
Wow, I
he was
wonder where he is now.
incredible. He was
Shout out Jersey.
hilarious.
Rocking the cowboy boots from New Jersey.
From New Jersey.
That's cool.
Jersey.
Like he was dressed like damn, I can't even, he was dressed like Rango.
Like Rango, like
Just
the
like
lizard.
Rango.
Yeah.
Doug
And he was
Dimmadome,
from New
dude.
Jersey, and that shit always like blew my mind.
That's cool, man. He came here and embraced the.
He embraced it fully.
The fucking
No, he said he was
culture.
the same way in like up there.
Oh, that's fire. That's always interesting. Like when you hear about artists or whatever, and then you hear about where they came, like Lil Yachty or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's from like wherever the fuck, Connecticut or some shit. Wherever
yeah.
the fuck he's
no,
from.
he's from Georgia.
He's from Georgia.
Yeah.
I think he's from like a real rural town in Georgia. Because I remember I heard something about like an interview with him, and he was saying that he used to dress really weird, and everyone thought he was weird. Like
Oh
nobody
yeah, he's
else
from like the
dressed that.
suburban area of Georgia. I
And
think.
he had like spiky hair and.
I can
colored hair
imagine
and
him
shit.
being like the weird kid at the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
he's the
definitely
weird
what
kid
he
in
was.
your high school, and like he can like he kind of raps, but he doesn't really tell anybody about it. But he's kind
Yeah.
of cold, but he doesn't really. He kind of like makes his own music and puts it on SoundCloud.
yeah. They're like, oh, Lil Yachty made another song.
Yeah, young jobs are interesting. I would say,
Yeah.
I think that might be my favorite. I was gonna say valet maybe. Valet was pretty interesting. That was kind of a fun job to be honest.
Fucking
But
dinging people's cars and shit.
yeah, dude, that's how I got.
I'm sure that happened all the time.
I was released for that reason.
That's a nice word you use instead of fired. I was released.
I resigned in a way.
I resigned not in shame.
Yeah, I told y'all what happened, right?
I don't think you talked about it on the podcast.
I think I remember what happened.
Yeah. So I like.
It was like a truck, right?
Well, okay, so 5 months before that, which wasn't my fault, and they knew this, but this didn't help, I'm sure. 5 months before that, I used to drive this like like it almost looked like one of those smaller metro buses.
Like a
Oh,
shuttle.
yeah.
Like a shuttle. You used to be the shuttle driver.
Yeah.
I used to be a shuttle
Yeah, I
driver.
remember
Yeah,
that.
it would be whoever could do it, but because I knew how to do it, not everybody at that job knew how to do it, so I would do it when the other person on shift wouldn't want to do it. Or if my manager was there and we both know how to do it, I'd be like, "You mind if I go?" Because it's nice. You just escape. You know, you go over there, you drive them to the gallery or whatever. It takes like 15 minutes. You fuck around, come back a little slow. It takes like 25 minutes to come back.
Yeah.
It's nice. You just killed like 40 minutes, whatever.
Ooh, that's pretty solid.
And you're just chilling in the bus. And once you drop them off, you're by yourself. So
Yeah.
you're just jamming music in this giant fucking
Oh, that's kind of cool.
bus with a big old cookie on the side. Because it was a
With
hotel.
with a big old cookie
Yeah,
on
and
the
they give away
side.
cookies, so they had a giant cookie on the side.
Oh my god,
Bro, when I was working at that food place, I would still see that, because it was a block over, I would still see that truck driving around all the time.
man,
And I would
dropping
always look
people off.
inside, and like for a while, I could see the person. I'd be like, oh, I remember them. But then it just ended up being new people. But yeah, I did that, and so I was in the shuttle, and I was reversing, and they had a rear view camera in it, and nobody told me the rear view camera was fucked up, so it looked like it was showing concrete, because it wasn't a good rear view camera. It was like really grainy. The color was very dull. So I thought it just looked like concrete. I thought there was nobody behind me. It was just the white concrete. Turns out it was like static. It was like white staticky kind of shit.
Okay.
But it just looked like concrete. And I started reversing, and I bumped into somebody.
oh,
I actually might have told
So
the story
how
on
is-
our very
I think you did
first
tell this
pod
story.
episode. Now that I think about it,
How is that one not your fault?
because no one told
camera
me the
was
rear
fucked
view
up.
camera was messed up. How am I supposed
I know
to
what I know what Abe was gonna
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Look.
But you should have looked,
When
dude.
well,
You
I
shoulda
did. You
looked.
can't see behind you. Like
Yeah.
you can see through
Oh,
the
they
mirrors.
just have the big rear view mirror.
Yeah,
So
they
you're
were
counting-
right
There's
behind
no
me.
direct-
Yeah, so
Like,
you're counting on the camera.
Gotcha.
to
Yeah,
really
I didn't
help
hit
you
it in
out.
reverse and go like 15. It was
Yeah.
like they were like this far away from the back of the truck.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't see them.
Yeah.
And when I had got into the truck, nobody was behind me. So they must have pulled in behind me and to go check in or whatever the fuck. And so it ended up being a deaf chick. So I got out of the car. It was
You did tell this story.
it was but this might have been on the unreleased very first app. And it was a deaf chick. And she was really young.
She hit you with the, why you have me?
Yeah, she-
Something like that, you know?
And I think that's exactly why we didn't release that episode.
No, stop. She hit you with that?
She started signing at me and cursing and flicking me off and shit. You're a piece of shit. Fucking fuck you, dude.
Okay, so you hit this deaf chick. She comes
So
out.
I
all
hit the deaf
fucking-
chick. She gets out and she is frantic, and I am also kind of frantic because I'm like, oh my fucking god. The damage wasn't bad, but it's a whole fucking shuttle that bumped into her car. There were certainly scratches. It didn't really mess anything up that bad, but
Yeah.
yeah, there was damages. So I got out. I explained my situation to my manager because we had to get, and then she called her mom, and then her mom called the cops.
Was her mom
Oh
also deaf?
god.
No,
I was like, how did the mom even hear her?
it is genetic. I hear it is genetic.
Stop saying you here.
She can't, Amy. So I sent her a text. Her mom, she texted her mom. So she calls her mom. Her mom or she might have texted her. Now that I think about it, and then her mom calls the cops. The
She
cops show
sends a
up.
smoke signal.
Oh,
She sends
man.
a pigeon with a braille letter from daughter. What? What could this be?
No, Braille's for blind people.
Oh wait, yeah, you're right. So she sends a pigeon over that can do sign language.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, she called the cops. They came. I explained my situation, and it got me out of it because then I showed them what it looked like when
Yeah.
you turn on the camera, and they were like, okay. They're like, all right, that does look. But they were like, you still should have looked. But I was like, I did. I looked in the
Yeah,
camera.
no
Whatever.
one was there.
Yeah.
And so they were like, it's fine, it's fine. So they let it go. The chick was frantic, but she was still really nice and like she was kind of easygoing, but she definitely kind of made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
They probably could have just cut her a check. They got insurance involved and shit, which
You're
is
just
not
like,
good.
calm your deaf ass down.
Yeah,
That's
come
what you're
on,
thinking
dude.
the whole
I'll
time. How'd you even hear it?
Yeah, how'd you even hear? How'd you even know? I should have just took off, dude. I should have blindfolded her and fucking pushed her down the stairs. She wouldn't know where the hell she is, dude. She wouldn't know what the fuck is going on.
Oh my god.
And so, I'm just kidding. Shout out to all the deaf people. You guys
Yo,
can't
shout
hear
out to
that,
the
but-
deaf.
Wait, so what's the
community,
aftermath? Keep going.
So that was it. It was all over. Once they saw the damages and the insurance was called and everything, they just exchanged it, and we were good to go. There weren't even really any damages on the shuttle. It was more her car.
I'm asking about like the ramifications from the company. Your valet company.
Well, so when they saw the review camera, like they took my story. Like it didn't really go over that bad, to be quite honest. Like,
Oh, okay.
They saw it and they understood because it really does look like that. When you fixed it, it looks the same because the concrete is white. I don't know, it's grainy looking. It looks like concrete.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the way the thing is set up, it's not like a car review camera. It's like an above review camera pointed down. So you kind of have like that sort of view. You don't have like a view where it'll show you everything that's behind you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
gotcha.
Up to a certain extent, you can see.
Yeah.
So fast forward like 7 months probably or something like that. I was pulling a double, and so
Oh yeah, that was the context.
yeah,
Yeah.
This was the one that got me.
Yeah.
And they didn't fire me, but they did some shit, and I just basically quit because I didn't want to do it.
Oh, get into it. Get into it.
So-
what happened? What'd you do?
I was working a double. It was maybe like, I'm not even joking, bro. It was maybe like 2 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning. It was so late. I had
you
been
would
there
be
since
there
like
late.
yeah, because the shifts would start at like probably like 1 to like 3 p.m.
Yeah.
and they would end at whatever time. And then if you were to pull a double, sometimes, well, I was probably pulling like a shift and a half. Because if I pulled a double, you get off at like 6 in the morning. It's crazy. I did that a few times. It's nuts.
God.
At that late at
Who was
night,
the-
nobody is coming to the hotel.
I was about to say, I was like, who would want their car valeted at 5 a.m.? But I was like,
Well,
you know
it's
what?
it was like a
It's kinda
higher
fly.
end business hotel. So like either the self parking was like $25 and the
Yeah.
valet was like $35. So people would just be like, all right, fine, fuck it, I'll do valet, which is crazy shit. If I found out that my hotel was charging me $25 a night to park, I'd be kind of mad. And a lot
I'd be
of
very
people were.
upset.
A lot of people got their shit comped, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were valeting, but no one would pull up at that time. And it was like I think it was like a Thursday. It was like a regular day. So I'm getting in the car, and it's like probably my last car, I think, of the shift. And it was like, like 1:30 or whatever. So whenever the valet, how it would work is they'd pull up, they'd tell me that they're checking in, I'd take their keys, I'd give them a little slip or whatever, and then I'd park their car. So when they come back out, they'd give me their slip, I'd pull their keys out, and then go get their car for them, come back around, right?
Yeah.
So this chick is giving me her slip. I'm going to get her car. So I get in her car. It's like a pretty decent like white BMW, and like maybe like 3 years old at the time or whatever. So it was a nicer car, and so I get in it. I'm tired as shit, man. I put this thing in drive, and I realize that the floor mat is like covering the pedals, and so I start pulling it out.
No.
And like a fucking dumbass, I guess I was so tired and shit. I didn't realize the car was still in drive.
Yeah.
And it was moving so slowly that I didn't feel the movement at all.
Yeah.
And before I knew it, I felt like and I look up and I'm bumped into a wall.
Oh my god.
I was like,
in front, right? Raw in front of you.
yeah, it was in front of me. It was like maybe 5 yards in front of me. And I just slow rolled into it for like 15 seconds, and I eventually bumped it.
Damn.
And I was like, fuck me, dude. It was so light, too. But I get out of the car, and I look at it. The lady's looking at me.
so she saw it happen.
She's at the front of the door. The cars are parked above ground. She can see it.
Let's say she wasn't looking. You could have got away with that.
Yeah.
Low key, maybe. Yeah, I probably would have got out, tried to chip it off with my nail. And so she's looking at it. She's waiting for me to pull her car in. So
I'm not gonna lie. From her standpoint, this is hilarious.
Bro, it probably looked like I was off drugs or something.
Bro, what's
Probably looked like I was off those tranks, dude.
she's like, the car is still rolling.
Yeah.
Stop the car.
They were just looking at me and like talking to each other. Like her and my manager was there.
Oh my god.
It was
Jesus.
our friend's sister. Shout out to her. She's
Oh
I
my
know she was like, there's
God.
nothing I could do.
she looked at. She was like, Omar. And I was like,
Oh my
I
God.
explained, and I came over, and the chick was actually very nice. So I get out of the car. I reverse it a little bit. I get out of the car, and I'm like this, like with my hands on my head, like God fucking damn it. And they're both looking at me, and they're like, just come here. And I'm like, ah, fuck.
Damn.
So I'm looking at the damages. I pull up. I'm like, ma'am, I am so sorry. I'm extremely tired, and like I was trying to take the floor mats off. I completely didn't notice the car was rolling and this and that. She was really nice about it, but nonetheless, she didn't want the insurance, obviously.
Yeah.
So, but she was still super nice about it, and she kept telling her like, oh, please don't fire him about this, or like, I hope he doesn't get in trouble about this.
Damn, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, because I was being nice to her. You kind of like, these people because they stay there for a few days or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you say what's up to them. You're pulling their car in and shit. They're not being mean to you, really. So, oh no. So I was being nice to her like before that. So she still kind of remembered me. And then I was being nice at the time too, telling her like I was super remorseful. And I looked at the damages. We were like, okay, well, it's not that bad. But she was like, but I do want money or whatever.
Yeah.
So they went and they wrote a report and whatever they had to do. And so that affected the insurance also. So my manager pulled me in, and she was like, Omar.
Yeah, bro, that's tough, man.
She was like, listen, brother, we can't have you drive in the valet cars anymore. So she was like, we can put you like to do bellhop stuff, or if you want, like we can maybe try to do like something with front desk or something like that, like a different thing. But I didn't want to do that because the money with valet was low-key pretty solid for the amount you worked. And it was a pain in the ass job. I had to stand outside all the time and work late. But the money was solid.
Yeah.
It was like a server kind of principle. It's like the
You
work
get
is
tips
hard.
and stuff, right?
Yeah, but the tips are decent. And every now and then, I don't want to say it, but snag a little right here and there.
Oh,
Hey,
you
bro, I
get a
don't
little
blame you.
pocket change.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because sometimes people pay cash or whatever. Or they leave really late and they whatever. It doesn't matter.
It ain't my money.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
go into it.
Go into it. Get into it. Say
Get
names.
into that one.
Yeah. So
So no, would people be snatching the pocket change though? Your coworkers and shit.
well, there was a little while where I did that for like 2 months. I would snatch like quarters every now and then, and you would low key build up quite a collection.
Shit.
But what it would be is like someone would pay, let's say the valet is like $35. They pay 40. We'd give them 5 back, and then we just keep the 35, and then we split it amongst each other.
Oh, you'd pocket it. You wouldn't
Yeah.
give it to the
I
company.
thought you were
Yeah.
going to say you would keep the 5.
No.
You was keeping the whole
Nah, you
shit.
keep them- But granted, this was days where like tons of cars were coming in.
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
There would be like work events there sometimes with like 100+ people that are coming in.
Man,
You know,
That's
maybe
fire.
that's like maybe 60, 70, 80 cars. So it'd be shit like that. We had a prom there one time. Tons and tons of fucking cars. So they didn't notice, bro. They made so much money off that valet shit.
I'm doing so much math in my head right now.
Imagine
dude.
all the people there, $35 a day for each of them. That's crazy. Or for each car. That's crazy.
a day.
A day. So they were making
that
buku
that
money.
hotel was destroying people. That's
Yeah.
so expensive.
A lot of people would get mad about it, so they would comp every now and then. But if they didn't, they were making money, dude. And so they told me that I would have to do another job, and I was like, I don't. Like, I want to do valet. So I told them, like, all right, I'm just going to look for another job.
Yeah.
So that was it. Your boy had to leave. And then they ended up telling me, they called me back, and they were like, hey, like a week later, they were like, you can come in anyways, brother. They
What
were like,
the fuck,
they were
man?
like, it's fine, man. Like, don't worry about it. Like, we won't let you drive the shuttle, but you can still drive the cars. Just keep it hush hush, and like just do more bellhop stuff. And low key, the bellhop stuff was kind of fire because they would tip you pretty solid, and you could like chit chat with people the whole way up.
Yeah.
I got like shots and shit sometimes. Like,
Ooh.
You got shots?
yeah, sometimes like people were like partying or whatever. They'd be like, have a shot of this, have a shot. I did it like a few times probably. throughout
Inside or
while I
like
was
in their
there.
car?
In their hotel room.
Oh, that's pretty
Oh, that's
cool.
fire.
Come take a
Yeah.
shot. Come join our orgy.
Yeah, dude.
Now that we have you here,
Hey, me and my
Now that we
girlfriend
have
like
you
you.
here. Now that we have you here,
Yeah.
we kind of dig your
Would you like to
vibe.
be a third?
would you like to be a third?
Yeah. You see my girlfriend over there? She thinks you're handsome. You see my husband over there? It's a guy.
You know husband over there? He wants to get in them cheeks.
He wants to get in them cheeks. So,
He like the way you carry them bags.
You're like your nice, strong young arms.
Look at him carry all those luggages. One and done. One trip, dude.
One trip. I want him to do that in my ass.
You just have to stack them up and just push them. It was easy peasy.
Oh
And you
my
get a break from the
God.
heat and shit.
Yeah.
So they called me back and they told me that I could do the valet stuff again. But at that point, I had got a job somewhere else at that food place. And so I was just like, nah, it's okay, guys. Like, thank you, but it's all right.
Yeah.
But those were my boys. Those were my dogs.
Those are my
It was
guys.
mostly guys working there. Because as you could imagine, a woman doesn't want to work valet.
There's probably no lady valets.
Yeah. And some of those people were mean because when they'd pull up, there was like the driveway was basically like you had to come and leave. Like if you blocked the way, everyone's going to be piling up behind you.
Yeah.
So we'd have to take their keys. And there were a fair amount of people that did not like that. Where they'd be like, no, like I'm going to come right back out and be like, no, dude, we have to, like you can't go in unless we take your keys.
Yeah.
And so we'd have to follow them in sometimes, but they just ignore us and go in. And like my manager would just have to get into a scuffle. And be like, give me your keys or we're going to call like a tow truck right now to go get your car.
Ooh.
Because people would say they're going to come back out in like a minute and they'd come back out in like 25.
Sounds
and their
the
car had
same,
been
yeah.
stuck there the whole
And
time.
you're blocking a lot of shit.
And
Yeah.
you can't let other people out if their car's
Exactly.
fucking blocking
Yeah.
this
So
shit.
we'd have to be reversing cars out and moving them out of different. It was terrible.
So what's the most negative experience you had there with I guess a client? Not, I wouldn't say client, but one of the hotel guests.
Ooh.
An unsavory person.
Wait,
You
what's
know
the
what's
most
crazy?
unsavory person? Unsavory
There weren't
experience?
many. They were all pretty nice people. I would say it was definitely, it had to have been. So I had like a pretty hood manager. Shout out to my boy. It doesn't matter. Tim. Shout out to Tim. And
Pretty hood, man.
yeah. And so
A pretty good name.
when shit would go down, Tim would be like, hold on, bro. I got this. Like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So some shit happened where I told the guy I need your keys. It was like some big douchey dude in a truck. And he was like, no, man, like, I don't want to give you my keys, this and that.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you need to give me your keys. Like, I can't let you go in there. I don't know how long it's going to take. Give me your keys.
Yeah.
So he just walks by. He's like, no. He's just like giving me one of those and walking by. And so I like start following him into the hotel to go talk to him more. And Tim comes behind me. He's like, no, don't worry. Like, I'm going to go talk to him. So he goes over there, and they end up getting like in a real beef in the lobby, like
Yeah.
yelling at each other and shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I fuck with this.
Because the guy is saying some out of pocket shit and like cursing and stuff like that in like the hotel lobby. Like there's a bunch of people and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't remember enough about it because there was still work to be done while that was happening. Like
So you
cars
had
were
to go
still
work.
pulling up.
Yeah.
So I would still have to run back and then run back into to see what's going on and see if I had to back my dude up. And he ended up getting his keys. He ended up getting his fucking keys.
Long story short, he got the key.
How'd he get
Yeah.
him?
he told him, like, you need to leave right now or we're calling the cops, bro. Like, you need to move your car.
Yeah.
Because once they start doing all that, at that point, it's not even that big of a deal. You don't need to call the cops, but you will because, like, it's just a principle.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause
you know,
it's
the
still
way he
blocking.
felt is like, this is my job. Like, give me your keys if I'm telling you you need to give me your keys.
Yeah.
Which is understandable low-key after working at that job. Because people would fuck around and leave for a really long time.
And then it backs, bro. Imagine you come out and you want to get your car and it's backed up.
Yeah.
Because
Imagine
some
a
asshole
car.
took their keys.
Imagine like a 2-lane road, no lanes, right? But just like a 2-lane space where two lanes of cars could fit, and one person is stuck kind of in the middle of both of those.
Oh yeah, get the fuck out.
And they're just sitting there for
dude.
35 minutes. How, like, what do you do? It was a lot of effort to get cars out when that would happen.
Yeah, bro.
So it was
Jesus,
rare.
man.
It was rare. We would make sure we got their key. Every now and then, people would escape and they'd sneak in real quick when we had to go do something and nobody was at the stand.
Oh my god.
It was a wild job.
They
though.
wander in.
Bro, we would be whipping those cars too, because if you're parking above ground, you could the people can see you. But if you park underground, you'd have to go through this spiral tunnel, and it would
Yeah.
take you down like 2 or 3 stories, and then you would park like in some other area.
Yeah.
And you know the lanes are narrow and shit. We would be speed racing those things.
What's the coolest car you ever whipped?
Probably
Any
like a real souped up Grand Cherokee.
Ooh.
Bitches were fast, dude.
What about any supercars? Never any supercars?
Well, we did, but like the managers would have to drive those. Like people pulled in with really nice i8s and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
those BMW. I couldn't drive those.
Or like a Lambo or some
yeah,
shit?
or sometimes it'd be standard. I couldn't drive standard. Only a few of us could do that.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, it was those kind of cars. But it was rare. It was a business hotel, so people would come in rentals a lot,
Yeah.
which was cool with me, dude. Like
You
a little
should-
Sentra with a rear view camera.
Little,
that's my
little
shit.
Chevy Cruze.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my god, bro.
Sometimes people, and like when the rodeo came around, there'd be giant trucks like everywhere. People would pull up. It would be like 5 people or like 5 different cars, right? All the people knew each other, and they're all coming from the same town, but they all just want to drive their own truck there, just to get it on the road, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they'd meet up and they'd all be following each other, and they'd all pull up at the same time, and they'd say what's up to each other.
Would they be from Texas or they'll be from like another state?
Sometimes they'd be from Texas, sometimes they'd be from like Alabama or whatever the fuck.
Oh, okay,
People
yeah.
came from like other parts of the country
Bro,
to go to the rodeo.
The rodeo's a big deal.
It's a big
Which-
draw for a lot of
How
people.
the
man.
fuck do people care that much about it?
Dude, I
Because
don't
it's
know.
like the cattle and shit, and like it's a big ass party.
Tell me how many cattle you caught, bro. How many cattle have you caught in the last 10 years, dude? 0.
And some people do business there.
That's
at the
true.
rodeo.
People
That's
actually
true.
do. There's
That
a lot
is
of
true.
business that's done at the rodeo.
Everybody's just not eating fucking deep fried Oreos. And shit
Oh,
the whole
yeah,
time.
that's true.
man.
That's true.
Oh man. All right, that's a good note to end on, boys. All right.
Work.
All right. Take care, man.
All right.
Bye,
Bye.
bye guys. Thanks.
Ooh, my bad. What was wrong with the story?
Huh? Good. No, that was interesting, man. I didn't really. I forgot how you your tenure at the fucking
Yeah, I don't remember
the
hearing that
hotel
one.
ended. Yeah, dude. So you didn't really lose the job. They kind of called you back. They're like, come on. They're like, come on.